Hi, guys. Just checking in on you for just a minute to talk to you about our Africa Geography Travel Research assignment that you will notice that's here. First of all, due on March 7th. Yes, next week. All right, so it's due March 7th. All right, here's the deal. You are to pick one of these two items, either one or two. You don't do both, do one or two. Next, it is not not a tribe project. So this is not a big group project. You can partner with somebody that's in your tribe. They can't be in another tribe. They can't be from somewhere else. Boom, that's a little better. It's got to be in your tribe. But no group bigger than You can do this by yourself. All right. So you can be solo, you can work by yourself, or you can work in partners of two. That's it. Nobody higher than that. No groups of three. I know that there's some tribes that there's three of you. Sorry. Maybe what we could do is if you're a group of three, pick somebody else that's the only time, pick somebody else that's in another group of three and you can do a partnership. All right. So here's how we do it. If you pick the first one, you'll notice that you are doing a travel project for the Nile River, the Niger River, and Lake Victoria. You're going to talk about the historic issues that's happened around the Nile, the Niger, and Lake Victoria. And there's a lot of history that's out there. You also can talk about some of the religious significance. Is there something that's gone on in those rivers or around that lake that had to do with religion? And then finally, you're going to look at artistic. And there have been so many artistic things, you need to find those out. So those are the three things you research. Then you're going to pick physical features. Now notice this. If you're looking very carefully, boom, you click on physical features, it gives you a link to a presentation on points of interest in Africa, and you can look at some of the major physical features of that region. And so it's going to talk about those. Then look at what are some things that you can do adventure-wise around there. And finally, to help out with science, this is where you can go and look at some things that have to do with, say, healthcare in Africa. And so we're going to talk about science for healthcare in Africa. But look at this. This is the other cool thing. Also, wildlife in Africa. Oh, wildlife. Yes. All right. So those are two things. So we're going to talk about animals. So when you're dealing with this and you're talking about the Nile River, I better hear about crocodilias. All right. So there needs to be some crocodiles talked about. All right. You're also going to talk about the religions. Now, I have a link to some religions down below, and you're going to look at the religion issue, but it's religions not in this area, religions to do with the Arab, the Ashanti, the Bantu, and the Swahili ethnic groups. Those are the particular religions that you're going to talk about. Then talk about ethnic differences between these. And there's a lot of difference between Arab and Ashanti. You can see the differences that are there, physical differences. So you're going to talk about it. And then talk about healthcare. And you'll notice with healthcare, there's also, there is a link. There's a link to a presentation, boom, about healthcare in Africa. So that's important. So that's your first. So you pick the one, Nile, Niger, Lake Victoria. Or you pick all over Africa. In my opinion, that's probably the better one of the two because you're going to be able to type in some major historical events in Africa, and you only need three. There's like thousands of major historic events in Africa. So that's going to talk about. Also select three featured places, and there's thousands of places you can see in Africa. So you can tune in on that. Then what are the major physical regions? You know the physical regions. You need to talk about it. The deserts, the savannas, the tropical rainforest, and there's three right there. Okay, so there's some other stuff. Also dealing with, again, here we go, wildlife. And then notice this is similar. You're going to be doing with diversity of religions and different things like that. All right, so I'm going to take this off. This will be gone in just a little bit. That's going to disappear. Bam, because you don't need that. Don't know how that got there, so it's gone. Boom. All right, Arab, Ashanti, Bantu, Swahili. Again, dealing with the same thing we did before. Notice the checklist, slide selection. Guys, come on. This first one, this is about 3 slides in one. You got your tribes and your ethnic groups. Tell me the historic events of the ethnic group and the tribe, Arab, Ashanti, Bantu, Swahili. What are the historical backgrounds between them? What are their healthcare issues and what are their religious practices? So I'm going to talk about Arab, Ashanti, Bantu, Swahili. They're right there. here's the background of the importance of these, say, the country or the continent of Africa. What are the healthcare concerns? When's the best time to go if I'm traveling? Now, you don't have to give me a budget. You don't have to have a place to stay, and you don't have to have a plane trip. Did you hear me? No plane trip, no budget, no place to stay. Boom, got that. All right, food. What's some cool food you can eat in Africa? There's some cool stuff. There's naan bread. There's lamb options. There's some different rice options and different things you can do. Some really cool stuff. And so you can look at it, look that up. All right, that's easy for me to say. Make sure there's pictures. Make sure there may be some videos. Come on, you can find those. All right. Especially the animals, I like this. This is where we're going to be dealing with some things that talk about a combination of some deals. All right. I've given you some links here at the bottom. So don't tell me you don't know where to research or what to do. You have a link to religions in Africa. Every one of these on the bottom, all of these on the bottom, every one of these, you see this, every one of these is a link. And all of these links will tell you what to look at, whether it is healthcare issues, which you've got those over here. You got healthcare issues, all right? Or is it animals? You got animals, they're right here, all right? You got historical Africa right here. You've also got tourism. So you can do tourism in Africa, crazy smiley face. And then, yes, there are even religions in Africa. All right, boom. Now, you're going to spend the rest of this class period researching these items. I'm not here to answer questions, but I do know this. Miss Stacia should be in the room. Guess what? She's been in this room before. Guess what? She's helped with a project very similar to this before. And guess what? You guys have done a project almost identical to this when we did Asia. Remember we talked about the Ganges River, or we talked about China, and you dropped in on certain places and certain sites. But see, with that one, you had to do airfare, you had to do a budget, you had to do places to stay, all that stuff. You're not doing that this time. What did I just say? You are not doing that this time. All right, you got that. Now, this is really cool. You guys are going to be great. You're going to enjoy this, and I think it's going to be a good project. So right now, pick your partner. Secondly, start doing your research. So you're going to pick one of these two, either one or two. Got it? Either one or two. Pick it. Which one are you going to do? Then start doing your research on these major things, and then you're going to turn it back into me. Through Google Classroom, your presentation, your slide presentation is going to be here. Now you can build, I know how some of you are, you're going to go ahead and build your slide presentation. One last thing, save your sources. Sources, all right, your sources. And if you use some of my sources, cool, just put them in there. Let me know you've used it. But that may help you as you go to some other places. So here, there's 0 people in this room that should not know what to do, and there's 0 people in this room that should not know somewhere that you can go read and you can start finding some stuff. I mean, I have given you at least 900 things at the bottom. Well, maybe not 900, but 9. Y'all got it. All right. Do a good job. Don't give Miss Stacia a problem. Everything's awesome.